awesome quote from a book by Danny Johnson, Spirit Driven Success. And I'm going to just kick us off with Nicole. She's going to open us up, share our quote, and talk about what hashtag people meant to her this week. Thanks for watching, Facebook. All yours, Nicole.
Thank you so much. Welcome, everyone. It's always a privilege to be with this amazing group of people who just really love this class called Story Cell. So welcome to everybody who's watching. We're excited that you're here. So drop down in the comments just some love and likes for these beautiful people who have been hashtagging the word people all week. And it's been inspired by Danny Johnson from her book, Spirit Driven Success. And this quote is titled under a category called A Peculiar People. And it says that God is looking for a peculiar people. He wants us to raise them up out of the bounds of religion and straight into a walk with Him and Him alone. So many of us have been hashtagging people all week long in our stories and posts and things like that. So now we're going to tell you what it's all about and what it's meant to us. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it back over to Kiwi, and I'll be sharing my results and what I've been doing later on in the call.
Yeah, that's right. I do come back to you. Thank you, Nicole, for keeping me straight. Y'all stay tuned for what Nicole has. So we're going to go right back now to Diane. Miss Diane, what did this quote mean to you and or hashtag people throughout the week as you've been posting your stories? If you want to share, you have the floor.
Thank you. And good evening to everybody. This out of the 4 weeks that I've been doing this had to have been the hardest one for me. To me, the quote says, God's looking for a peculiar people. Well, I think most people in the world these days has moved away from God. And so the peculiar people are the Christians He's looking for. Mm-hmm. And He wants to lift them out of the bounds of religion, because a lot of religions are man-made anymore. A lot of them don't follow the Bible. And He wants the Christians, the true Christians, to walk with Him and always walk with Him. Yeah. So that was my take on that. But like I said, it was hard for me to figure out pictures and hashtagging people in the pictures. I had a hard time with this one this week.
Well, it looked great. Nobody knew.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, Miss Lay, you're up next. What did this quote mean to you or the hashtag people this week?
Oh my God, it was a wonderful quote, and it was a little bit difficult for me as well. And but what I did was I thought about my family. And how some of us have gotten out, they're not really attending church. And there's been a lot, and I really appreciate what Diane had said, because it's so true about a lot of people that have gone to church are not doing it today for various reasons. Okay, everybody has personal reasons for that. But I focused on my family, and it was hard because looking at some of the photos, and especially one with my mother who's no longer with us, that was really hard. So actually what I did, I took a picture of her with all of her grandchildren at her 80th birthday. And that was my first one that I posted, and I celebrated not only my mother, but her grandchildren, and tagged all of them in. And a lot of them called me, and then they were really happy about that. But it was really to celebrate my family. And then I have a blended family. My husband and I have 2 stepsons, and we have 4 grandchildren, and now we're great grandparents. And so it's to celebrate them too. So that's what I did this week, Kibby and all of you. So I just celebrated my family, and hopefully by doing that, the Lord would touch their hearts in some way to go back to Him, and to be part and have God in their lives, because a lot of them are not part of a church, but I know that they still love the Lord, but they're also busy with their lives. So that's what I hope that this would have done for them, is for them to kind of think about, because they all have families today. They're parents, a lot of them. So my hope is that they will find a home and a church that they could go to, or even be part of our Bible study on Sundays. And I think that would be a good start for them. So back to you, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And even out of a challenge of a word, you tagged family and they called. So even in the challenge, if we can push through, there's always a harvest at the end. So I love that story. Thank you for sharing, Lay. All right, Jane, you're up.
Hey, I was really enjoying this one, but I have to admit I did cheat a little bit. I had to go Google a peculiar people to try to understand. Okay, what did that word mean then when that was written, right? And it means a unique people. So I kind of ran with that in the celebration of unique people, and that we all need to let our own light shine in a way that, because we all have a light that shines, and we need to find that. And so that's kind of how I went with that peculiar people. So that's kind of what I did. I just celebrated people this week.
So good, yes, and it's unique. It's the ones that are going against the grain, stepping out, doing the different things. So just what it meant to me, but thank you for sharing, Jane.
Sure.
All right, Kat, you're up. What did this mean to you? And we actually are doing a study together, Success Through Scripture, that's been mentioned a couple times. This is the book. Kat is on that study as well, and Lay. But anyway, go ahead, Kat. You got the floor.
I was really excited for this quote. I absolutely love this book, and this quote comes out of chapter 3, which we'll be covering Sunday. So make sure if you're not in that you get in. It's very awesome, and you can catch it live on Sunday morning about 9 Eastern, or come back and just join us and watch it when you can. But anyway, what I love about this quote is that God tells us to love Him first and to love our neighbor second. Right? So loving people is really super important. It's important to God, and it's important to me, and I love people. People are my favorite. So I took this as a week to celebrate people, and like Jane just touched on, it does feel a little bit weird, and Diane and Lay, right? It feels a little weird. It feels a little peculiar. People don't actually get outside of their comfort zone and just love other people for no reason. It feels very odd because we haven't been trained to do it. Yep. But when you do, you feel really good, and you get this really true joy and love and peace from inside of you that you're able to share with other people. So I just took it as an opportunity to love others because I just love people, and I just think they're amazing. And I love being peculiar and unique and weird and crazy and awkward because it's beautiful. Bye.
Thank you, Kat. Very good. Very good. I love it. Thank you. Yeah. And anytime like I have a bad day, if I'm just grateful and I'll go celebrate somebody else, it lifts my spirits. So great. And it is challenging. It's sad that we're not taught to do that, but it is challenging at first. Once you do it, it's very addictive. All right, Denise, you're up.
Hey there, Coach. Happy Monday. And, I am looking more and more forward to these Monday night reveals. They're so fun. And I think it's because whatever the quote is that we're working on, it forces my thoughts and my brain to, what you said, get out of our comfort zone and find ways to utilize in a creative manner whatever that week's quote is. And so, I too, like Kat, love people. I just love sitting and getting to know people. Sometimes to my own fault of going, oh yeah, I didn't do anything business-wise, but I just love getting to know people. And so this week's quote gave me an opportunity to just do that, find ways to celebrate people for who they are and their individualness and who God created them to be. So I thought it was a fun week. Back to you, Kibi.
Love it. Yeah. And we've been promoting a while together, so it's a little more natural when you do it. But I promise those of you who have not mastered that skill yet, it will be great when you start celebrating other people. It truly makes you feel better. Thank you, Denise. All right, Noelle, you're up, and Noelle is on our Success Through Scripture. And Denise, I forgot, yep, Denise has just joined as well. So again, I'll plug that. It's a Bible study. You can hop in a Facebook group and catch the replays anytime. Noelle, what does #people mean to you?
Thank you. So, well, first of all, I do love how Denise highlights people. They're always fun. She manages to pull fun into the introduction of these peculiar people that she runs into or meets up with. So I do love hers. #people was easy for me. The weeks that are hard for me are always the ones that I choose, because I feel like I have this great expectation to live up to when I'm choosing it, and I make it harder for myself. But I found that hashtag people was an easy theme. But the quote itself, and since we are delving into this book and this Bible study, I did look up peculiar like Jane did, and it's, uncommon, unusual, distinctive in nature or character from others. So I also went back to, what we are reading, that in Danny's book, and this is chapter 2, the part that I underlined that meant so much to me is, you are a dynamic member of the body of Christ. So I still, even in further study, I don't see a separation between people and God. And I remember when that was introduced to me, I thought the person was crazy because he was saying, I am God. And that's like shocking to hear. You're like, oh gosh, this man's lost his mind. But what he was trying to say is that we are all a part of it. Yeah. So I personally don't feel like I have to see God outside of another or love God more than another. Just like I don't think that I have to love my son or my husband more. I love them as much. So to me, that the part of love that God brings and asks of peculiar people, to me, this path to follow on of his word is not a without. It's an omniscient. It's an omnipresent. So there isn't a separation there. And I think that the more that people don't see separation between themselves and the next situation, the next person, well, that just leads to a lot of better things. So just knowing that we're all a part, God is a part of us. We are a dynamic member of the body of Christ. And another that I posted is that we are all just stars that have people names. So we're all made of stardust, and God made us all, and we're all individuals and unique, but we are still a part of him.
Right.
So that's where
So good. And just keeping in perspective the mirror talk, that instead of looking out and separate, look at ourselves. And if we're always just improving ourselves and moving in love, then there's no separation. I love that. Thank you, Noelle. Real deep. Good stuff. Okay, Kathy Hagler, you're up. What did hashtag people mean to you this week? Oh, you're on mute.
I must have took my stuff off. Thank you. So I didn't do a lot of stories, but when I did, it was about our group. And that's because I've spent a lot of time this last week explaining to people what we have here. We have a leader that wants us to break free from the chains that are binding us. And sometimes that is religion. Not that she doesn't want us to be Christians, but she wants us to see that we're being held back by man and by our mindset, and not, we're going to be Christians, but we need to break free of some of that man-made religion. And so I have shown people our videos. I've talked to them about how our group is so different. We are a peculiar people. When I think of peculiar people, I think of this group, because we've stepped out of those bounds. We have a different mindset from the other marketers that we're seeing, the other people that we're seeing on Facebook, and we're making a difference, and we're coming out and we're changing the world. So that's what I have.
Yeah, and I'm in total agreement, because I feel like when most of the world online is negative, we're positive. So anytime we do something different, it's not that the people are different, it's the action and choice, right? And when we go do something that's like crazy, like Noelle said, that sounds crazy. Well, that's peculiar. That's unique. That's different. I'm in agreement. I love it, Kathy. Thank you. All right, Buddy, you're up.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. How you doing tonight?
We see you now, buddy.
Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Excellent. I'm just leaving Key West right now. And
that's nice.
Yes, it is. But the takeaway I've had really was with, and thank you all for all your reveals. It's just wonderful hearing it. A lot of it for me was about family and friends, and the urgency to be for them to become believers and to just get out more out of my own skin and inform people, share with people what it means to be saved, basically, and the urgency that I believe is needed, because if we know, if we have that knowledge and we don't share it, what are we doing, really? And it is all about people, but for me it's a lot about family, friends, and people in my own universe that I need to share more with, and to actually have that urgency that it takes that I believe it needs to be there to for everybody to come to Christ, that I can help with that. And I know maybe it's weird because of it's about people, and we share everything we have in our own world, but for me what it really comes down to is for family coming to Christ and being saved.
So good.
I want to thank you all.
Thank you, Buddy, for sharing. So good. And I know Buddy pretty good, and it's just the growth here. It just is breathtaking. Thank you for your openness and sharing tonight, Buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're going to go to Nicole next. Back to Nicole.
Well, my spirit is just jumping around with everything that everyone has said tonight. In particular, Noelle, I don't know what has come over you, girl, but I'm telling you, you need to be on a stage somewhere giving that very speech, because that was incredible to me and very touching and very, very inspirational in and of itself. Those of us who've been participating in this book study, which is surrounded by bringing God into the marketplace, this book has just, kind of broken off a bunch of stuff with everybody clearly who's being a part of these studies. But more importantly, when Kat was writing her book, and this particular chapter and this particular quote and this piece right here is what really helped her to finish her book, I started to pay attention even more about how God is working in people's lives and how we are called as believers to just do things a little bit differently. And what I'm finding with all of that, as I learn how to, as we all are here and practicing building our influence online and the way that we want to attract the people who believe what we believe, but also are willing to step out of their box and get God out of a box and really start to really think bigger. For me, the inspiration with this quote this week really was about the peculiar people who are involved in things that are outside the norm in their businesses, in the way that they conduct themselves, doing multiple streams of income, all of the things that they're doing that are outside the norm and way outside comfort zones. That has a huge piece of faith involved, and coaching involved, and mindset training involved. And the people that I tagged this week, if you were to go back and look through stories or even look at the post today and the videos like this, the people that are attracted to our program here at Storycell are people who are ready to get God out of a box and for them to step out of a box in baby steps. So to see the growth in the people that are on this live right now, some of them have completed the program or graduates and they're in the maintenance program, the value of what's happening here and the magnitude and ripple effect of what this is going to cause in our marketplace, in our businesses, and in this community that Kiwi's created here, the culture is one you want to be a part of because it's God-centered. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to you, Coach. I could go on all night long about everything and what everyone shared. So thank you so much, everyone, for speaking from your heart. Love, love, love it. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole, so much. Wow. Okay, Susie, you're up. Hashtag people.
Yes. Well, for me this week, it was an invitation for me to get closer to God. I've had a lot of loss since October, a lot of family, some expected, some unexpected. And so most of my posts were of family. I just celebrated a cousin's wedding this weekend, and it was just so good to be around family and to thank God for giving me every day another day to spend with my beloved mother, bringing new people like this group into my life to help me get out of my comfort zone, to help me see and reach my dreams, and just all those people that love on me and I'm able to love on them. That's what I took away from this week's TAG people.
So good. Thank you, Susie, for sharing that. We are truly grateful for this class, this platform, every one of you. Y'all make this happen. Kat, myself, Nicole, and Noelle, we would be doing this anyway, okay, because we know this is what it takes to build online. However, it just makes it so much nicer and funner with a group of people, and to be able to learn in a community is what you're seeing, Susie. And this is what is helped you to come out of your comfort zone, be on the video, and then show gratitude for that through learning. How often do we think or are we thankful for classes, especially that get you out of your comfort zone? Not often, but here at Story Cell, the comfort level is there because of the encouragement and empowerment through the coaches and the community. So I'm truly blessed and highly favored. Okay, Dawn McGee, you're up, #people, and you can close us out.
Okay, great. Thank you, Kibi. Okay, so the quote is, God is looking for a peculiar people. He wants to raise them up out of the bounds of religion and straight into a walk with him and him alone. So #people, and what wonderful takeaways everyone had with that. For me, my thoughts were centered around family, groups of people, people that are important to me, like all of you on this panel, people that are within this community, and in our Bible study, our Success Through Scriptures, we talked about in chapter 2, don't put God in the box. Get him out of the box, step out of the box, right? And keeping him first. I believe Kat said it. Yes, Kat said it. Love him first and then people. And, a driving force for me is really living out God's will for me, for my life, and how can I help others and helping other people. So a lot of it is that, and, all the different steps that we take. So I don't want to recap everybody. I was going to do a quick recap of everybody. This was just amazing. So many good takeaways. And I would say, if you are looking, if you don't have a place to worship, or even if you do, like I go to church and then I do the Bible study in the morning first, then go to church, hop in Sunday mornings online, Success Through Scriptures. This is the book that we're studying, Spirit-Driven Success by Danny Johnson. And that's where this quote came out of. It's an amazing book. This is one I've not read before of hers, and it is incredible. And this right here, if you liked what you saw, this is Story Cell. So this is Story Cell with 4 fabulous coaches. And just drop a comment down below where you're tuning in from. Reach out, check it out. And with that, be blessed, and we'll see you on the next reveal.
Hey, Facebook, this is Noelle Upchurch trying to get my page to come up. Welcome, welcome. I'm here with this wonderful group of people tonight, and our hashtag for the week was actually people. And so everybody here is going to share on that. I'm going to turn it over to Nicole Connor. She's going to give us the quote that hashtag came from. Go right ahead, Nicole.
Well, thanks so much, Noelle, for hosting tonight. This is always so much fun. I love doing these reveals with this amazing group. Story Cell training clients, these people are awesome. They have so many cool things to share, so stay tuned. If you're watching us live, drop down there where you're watching us from. If you're watching us on the replay, do a hashtag replay and tell us where you're watching from. Give us some loves and likes and hearts for all these amazing people who are just dropping in some light and love to you tonight. So, tonight's quote, it has been inspired for the entire week from a book called Success or Spirit-Driven Success, which we are currently studying in a different group, which we can tell you about at the end of the class tonight. And the quote is from page 45, which said, God is looking for a peculiar people. He wants to raise them up out of the bounds of religion and straight into the walk with him and him alone. So for me this week, I have been thinking about how peculiar believers are and how we are called to be different. And that includes being in business on the marketplace, which we are doing here, right here on Facebook Live. This is our marketplace, and we love bringing God into our market here. And so that said, for what it's been for me this whole week is really thinking about people who step outside their box in business, in life, in church, in their families. When they're doing things differently than the world is doing, it really does set us apart. And so that has been my inspiration and my stories all week long, because everybody that I got to highlight this week and the friends and events and things that were going on are all definitely a peculiar people. So thank you so much for this quote this week, Noelle. I really love it. Back to you.
Thank you. I forgot to credit Kibi with picking the quote this week. So thank you for that. And that is part of a book, like she mentioned, that a lot of us here are reading and doing a book study on Spirit-Driven Success by Danny Johnson. So I want to go next to Trina Mintle. Tell us what this quote and hashtag meant for you this week.
Awesome. Thank you, Noelle. So it meant a few things to me. When I read that quote, when it says God is looking for peculiar people, he gives us all gifts, right? And maybe to some people we may think that they're a little odd or peculiar, but he loves us all, and he gives us those gifts for a reason. And it's because we can carry that gift, right? And so it doesn't matter what or who you are. He created us all very peculiar in one way or another. We're all different. And so I just love that quote. I love the fact that it doesn't matter where you come from. He loves you. And I mean, that's really what I got out of it. So back to you, Noelle.
Oh, thank you. And I do love what you said at the end there, because I do think his love is all inclusive. And next going to go to Denise Jones. Are you joining us from the lab tonight, Denise? How you doing?
Yes, I'm in the lab making some bags. The quote for me kind of goes hand in hand with something that someone said to me earlier this week, that God places people in our lives, but different times for different reasons. But we have all different types of people. Over my career, I met people from all over the place. I lived in different countries. So to them, I might have been peculiar. To me, they might have been peculiar, but we're all God's creation and we're all different. So that's what it meant to me.
Thank you.
Back
Yes,
to you.
I agree with that too, that there's the uniqueness, but there's the togetherness as well.
Right.
So thank you, Denise. And you're one of my people. I look up to you so much. I'm also a little scared of you because I think if I went to the gym with you, I just would gas out real early. But you're an inspiration. So keep it up. Thank you so much. All right, Kat, I can't wait to hear what you have to say about this quote.
Hi, thank you guys for having me. And Denise kind of touched on, actually, Denise and Trina both touched on that God made us each unique. If you think about the fact that there's almost 8 billion people in the world and all of our fingerprints are completely different, our personalities are just as different. And he gave us all talents and he wants us to use them for his glory. And he's calling us out. And if we actually trust him, as weird as that feels, and go on a journey with him, then he'll actually show us our talents and also a path for how to use them. And you're right, Noelle, we are all connected as well, because when we have the Holy Spirit living in our heart, we're part of Christ's body. So we're all connected, but unique at the same time. And it's really neat how one person will do one thing and another person will do another thing. And they're already joined up because it's already God's plan. So back to you.
Yes, absolutely. And I do believe that people show up in our lives in different times. And sometimes, there are plans that God has for us that we can't even realize the magnitude of. So that's such a wonderful gift each and every day that he gives to us too. Thank you so much. Anita, calling on you now, Anita. Go ahead.
Thank you, Noelle. I guess my whole thing is God did a lot of great things for a lot of people. and he was always there. And his whole concern was helping people, you know. And this week with this quote, I spent time with a lot of people in different areas of my life. So it was just very relaxing for me to be around people and just, you know, do something different for a change. So it was a great quote for me. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, I love that you share lots of your family gatherings and gatherings with friends with us. And I really also love the fact that I've gotten to know you, because it's been a while now, and I just love seeing your smile, and always love doing things when you're a part of it, and your pictures are always colorful and just a treat. So thank you so much for your story.
Thank you.
Okay, Carmen from Canada, take it away.
Hi, everybody. You know, this was a great quote for people, and because it comes from the book called Spirit Driven Success. And success has what it means to everybody is a little different. But in the word success, you S for see your goal, U for understand your obstacles, C for create a positive mental image, another C for clear your mind of self-doubt, E for embrace the challenge, S for stay on track, and another S for show the world that you can do it. So no matter what, and even through this book, no matter what, is God is walking with us and for us to whatever our success is. Because in all areas of your life, it means different things to every 7 billion of us, and it is a treat and joy that ever since I've been in her YouTube channel and her words and her talks that she has for First Steps to Wealth and everything else, she has just always been in my feeds all the time, with online, on YouTube, on Facebook, and I love her quotes. I love where she comes from, and I love this quote. #people.
Awesome. Thank you, Carmen. And thank you too for your Success Through Vision program, because Carmen knows her stuff, and it's a really fun course, and you come through it having wonderful vision boards. And so if people are into that, then Carmen's somebody to go to really guide you through and elevate it too, because we can put everything on glue everything on, and that's fun to do with friends. But she takes it a little bit deeper, and she just has a lot of life experience and knowledge with all of her children and grandchildren, and she's been an entrepreneur her whole life. So she's a hard worker too. So thanks, Carmen. Thank you for all you do. All right, Wendy, Rochester, where are you on the screen? There you go. Go right ahead.
Hey there. Thanks for having me on tonight with you guys. Well, to me, this meant, I loved the word peculiar, because to me that's interesting, and I love interesting people and different people who, sorry, my phone. Someone was ringing in. So sorry. But to me, that is really what connection is about. I love to find different people, interesting people, and you know, that's what really, when someone is different and is willing to get out of their box, I don't know, that's just attractive to me. That's what attracts me to somebody. So that's the word that really stuck out to me. And so I've really kept my eyes peeled, even just for somebody that was different all week, and just different situations. So I really liked that quote.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Wendy. And one thing I love about these quotes, besides meeting up with all of you wonderful people, is that it does give us something to focus on through the week. So it opens our eyes up to experiences in a different way than we might have experienced them had we not had somebody, you know, show us this path. So I also love the word peculiar. It's just an interesting sounding word in your mouth. but it's part of the definition is uncommon, unusual, distinctive in nature or character from others, similar to what you were saying there, Wendy, and belonging characteristically. So, but it's more distinctive in nature or character from others that I focused on with that word peculiar when I thought more about it. So, Sally, I see you there waiting. Go right ahead.
Hi, thank you. So it's interesting that where words can take you. And when I read this quote, it took me back to like my mid-20s, which was a long time ago. And it took me back to a time where I was kind of breaking away from the traditional religion I had grown up with and was just kind of going on a different journey with my faith. And something that didn't have like a brick and mortar, sense to it in terms of church. I was looking at church as more of a, community, universal community. And it was a really isolating time. And I felt very peculiar because I was kind of, going down this path that was very different from the rest of my family. So those words just brought me back to that time. And then it kind of made me think about all the people that maybe didn't understand me. And maybe still don't, but they're still with me. And so those are some of the people that I honored in my stories this week. So back to you, Noelle.
Oh, that's lovely that you had that remembrance and reflection and then honored some of those people that have stuck with you. And yeah, I guess I felt a little peculiar, it's a hard word to say too sometimes, starting in the Success Through Scripture where we're doing book studies, because it was a little bit out of some of the things that I have done before, but it's also fulfilling. So thanks again, Sally. Shauna Callentine, you are up next. Can't wait to hear from you.
Hello, how are you guys? So first, I just want to say that I am loving your other group because it's brought a lot of books to my attention that I had never heard of before. And I've actually just gotten this book. I have not started it yet, but I look forward to it. It really helps open my eyes and bring some other things forward that I had never really thought about. So that's been a lot of fun. I really loved this quote. Like so many of the ladies before said, it really hit me that no matter how peculiar, awkward, different you feel, which I'm sure we've all kind of felt that in our lives, sometimes you just feel like you don't fit in, don't really know where to go, that as long as you follow God's path, that he loves you, he's always going to be there for you. That's the one constant in your life, and to put him first. And that, just no matter what you're like or how you feel, that he loves you no matter what. So that's just what it really meant to me. So back to you, Coach.
That's beautiful. Yeah, that love is reassuring always when we can remember to tap back into that when we get a little lost in our own frailty as humans, right? Thank you so much, Shauna. You're just such a bright light, and you have an extra bright light on you tonight, so you're just glowing. I love your kind nature. So love having you come on and join us for these. Rachel Hortense. Hi, Rachel. Rachel's living the life right now. Waves, surf, sand. So talk to us a little bit about people.
Hi, everyone. Pura Vida. Coming to you from Costa Rica. This is my last night here, but I enjoyed using the hashtag this week, and it made me think about when I was younger, and meeting new people, I kind of thought more about how I'm going to appear to them and how I'm going to make an impression on them. And now in my life, I'm so much more mindful, and I do my best to practice non-judgmental listening of others. And in doing that, it's like going on a journey with every person that I meet, because I feel like, all of us are shaped by our experiences in life. All of us are shaped. We're all different. There's no good or bad, right or wrong. It's just the way that we're shaped from our experiences and how we grew up. And so meeting new people, you can choose to go on a journey by just getting to know new people. And you can then take a little bit of an imprint from their life and make it your own and be transformed and be shaped by their experiences just by listening to them and just by listening to their journey. So it just made me like think about being more mindful of getting to know people and just having that listening ear, that non-judgmental listening ear, and learning how they were shaped in their life as the people that they are. So back to you.
Thank you. That was beautiful. And I like I said, I loved seeing all of your pictures that you posted from where you guys are staying and all the beach photos. Those were just so beautiful. So, but I did love what you talked about not having judgment and listening to people. And I may still be like this, but I was aware when I was younger that I would talk about myself a lot because it was my favorite subject. And I learned this skill from watching my mom, and I admired it, where she really just, I would go to parties with her, and she just loved asking people about themselves. And it, like you said, it is so interesting when you just back down with wanting to talk and wanting to share your own thing and listen a little bit more, again, without judgment. I love, no praise, no blame. Just means we're good either way, right? And so I learned a lot from that, Rachel. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Appreciate it. All right, Jamie. Jamie has a friend with her tonight.
It's obvious that I am quite peculiar because I have him. Anyway, so people, honestly, my world is always better if I have people in it. That is just the way things are for me. I'm a big time isolator. And when I have people around me, or I force myself out into public and try to be social, I always feel better. It is my opinion that my God sends his messages to me through people, places, and things. Like him, this is my talent. I thought he wasn't going to make it. We picked him up Wednesday night. I didn't think he was going to make it, and now look at him. He's shiny, he's healthy, and he likes me, obviously. I'm mama now. But, yeah, we're all very much so individuals, and, without what I have found probably the most important thing to me with this group and with social media and all of my social media sisters and brothers is a family. It is just, God puts you exactly where he needs you. And it's also going to be, it might not be what you want, but it's what you need at that time. I might not be making the money that I should be making, but that's on me. That's not on anybody else, but I'm getting exactly what I need. So thanks, guys.
Well, I'm so glad that little guy has you there for him. He's just adorable. I just want to scoop him up. And thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, I think the part that I mentioned last night that was just the zinger for me, the spiritual zinger, was when she writes in the beginning of chapter 2, you are a dynamic member of the body of Christ. So we all come from the same source, we return to the same source. And so if we can remember that in people, it, like Rachel talked about, can, in my opinion, help backing down that judgment a little bit, right? When we remember that we're all connected and we all have the same God. All right, Karen Harvey, birthday girl, go ahead with your takeaways.
Thanks, Noelle. This quote to me this week meant that, don't strive to be the norm, be peculiar. God gave each of us a talent, and he wants us to step out of the box and let your God-given talent shine and flourish. And surround yourself with people that appreciate your peculiarities and your talents and encourage you to move forward with those. And I think that's what all of our group and our community does. So that's what it meant to me, Noelle.
Awesome. Thank you. And yeah, I mean, just some talents of Karen's is that she loves helping people look great and feel great. She's a jewelry designer and a makeup artist, and she's just really passionate about helping people find their sparkle and, you know, shine that on the world no matter what age, where they come from, and that passion has been there in her heart all along while she's been a member of this community. So thank you, Karen. Thanks so much. And thanks. And Kiwi, I'm going to let you close us out.
Wow, yeah, and it's really hard to go after all this because I'm just going to kind of wrap it up with being peculiar in my story. It was very peculiar to want to be a coach. And just like in any business, network marketing or brick and mortar, when you step out, you're different. You're doing something different, right? And here's what I know. If we just focus on the mirror ourselves and know that God put us where we are, and he gave us what we have, if we can stay in faith and go without comparison, without listening to doubt, right? And that we're stepping out and doing something different. So if you can imagine, when I started coaching, actually, I was a trainer. I'm a trainer by heart. I know how to train. I've been doing it at a corporate level for many years. I can do it with my hands behind my back. But when the seed was planted into me, which was really by my clients, to coach, I was like, woo, coach. I watched my dad coach basketball and stuff for years. I watched him, but I'd never coached. So whenever I got ready to coach, I had a lot of hate, a lot of doubt. People asking, how could you coach? Who do you think you are? You don't make enough money. And Jamie, what you're talking about, you know, I'm speaking, well, I'm not where I am. Well, how can I? Because God put me here. God, this is what he called me to do. So you got to just close that off, right? But now, fast forward 3-5 years of hard work, God brings the people, he removes the people. God brings the people. And what, to wrap up here, what Jamie was talking about, I think Sally, everybody hit on people. We will find the people. The people come, and look now, we've got full Zooms of the support of this community. And it's not about me. I took action and I stayed in faith. And even though it was peculiar and it was different and people said I couldn't, I just thank God I stayed in faith and went and continued, because hearing stories like for Jamie, being in the right place, right time, and having the support system to grow online, it's very hard out here. It's a hard world out here. And when we can do this together and lock arms, I'm just so grateful. I'm so blessed to be here. So that's it. That's all I have. Thanks everybody for being here. It was a wonderful quote this week.
Thank you, Kiwi. And thank you, everyone. And I hope you got some great, golden nuggets from tonight. And just hopefully you heard that everybody here is watching Dani Johnson on YouTube, reading her books. So if you're a books on tape, Audible kind of person, feed your brain good, positive, life impacting, life empowering material. And in between makeup tutorials and the office bloopers on YouTube, go find Dani Johnson and, take her spirit-driven success with you in all of your successes going forward. So thanks everyone for joining us tonight.
So excited to be sharing with you this amazing quote from Dani Johnson. And if you don't know who she is, she's a fantastic person in the industry of not only network marketing, but empowering women, empowering people. She's an author, a speaker, a business owner, a mom. I mean, she kind of does it all and has been there, done that. And she has been on fire for God for years. In fact, has used many of her multi-millions of dollars every year to support not only great causes, but also to give back to the Lord. And she's just got it all dialed in. And so she's written several books, and one of them, which we're experiencing our quote with this week. And I'm going to turn it over to Crazy Cat Mac, who is inspired by her as a part of her own book called Awkwardly Beautiful. So I'm going to turn it over to Kat to read you the quote and tell you what it's meant to her.
Thank you so much. The quote is, God is looking for a peculiar people. He wants to raise them up out of the bounds of religion and straight into a walk with him and him alone. and that's Dani Johnson. And that's from chapter 3 of her book, Spirit-Driven Success. And yes, you're right. It really spoke to me because it was interesting. I was doing research for my book, and Noel got it. I was doing research for my book, and I had heard about a verse in Titus 2 that's about peculiar people, and it really spoke to me because my book is called Awkwardly Beautiful, and I always felt like I was a duck out of water, and then I never really fit in, and I always felt kind of awkward. And so now I'm embracing that, and so it was really neat just to hear him talk about it. And then when I opened her book, you can see here that it's circled and arrows. I was like, wow, this book spoke to me. I pretty much read it in the course of a night getting ready for my book. So it's meant so much. She means a lot to me. I listen to her all the time. I love her straightforward, clear approach and how she puts God first. And I love people. People are my favorite. You know, I kind of felt a little bit lost in corporate for a long time because I always cared about people, wanted to help people, and I would try to argue for people, and I was kind of laughed at about that. And so now I've left, and what I do is focus on people all the time. So it was really nice to be able to give a little bit back this week. And what I have found is if you're kind of stuck in a funk or you're going through something, if you go and find someone else to love on, it'll get you out of your junk. So back to you.
Great. Thank you so much, Kat. And all of us here are a part of, there's 4 coaches here for Storycell, but we also have one person who's been involved with us for, gosh, I think almost a year now. So I'm going to turn it over to Dana Taylor Bell, who's my girlfriend from Sacramento. She's an on fire business owner. She has a great job with the state of California. She's the campaign manager for her husband's campaign going on in Sacramento. She's a future owner of a soup kitchen in the area. She has a huge, huge heart for people. And I absolutely love that we get to do business and life and all kinds of cool things together. So welcome, Dana, and thanks for being on tonight. Let everyone know a little bit about yourself and what has brought you to Storycell, and then please share how you feel about this quote this week.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. Yes, I am a wife, a mother, an entrepreneur. I work for the state of California. I have 4 children, and I have 6 grandchildren, and I have a heart for people. So one of the things that I love is connecting with people, and I joined, yes, the Storycell class about a year ago because I wanted to learn more about connecting with people on social media. Mm-hmm. And this class has helped me in that endeavor, and I just love connecting with you all, learning from you all, because you have to have skill in order to connect with people on social media. And in this Storycell class, we are able to, the students are able to learn information from you fantastic 4 coaches. And I like the group settings and being able to get additional information from the other students as well. And I think that we should always be sharpening our skills. So even though we may have learned this on Facebook and this in Instagram, things change. Things change all the time, and you have to be open to receiving additional information and also being hands-on for being able to use those additional tools that you guys teach us. Mm-hmm. And so, yes, the hashtag people, I love Dani Johnson. I have been following her for a couple of years and saw her on a television program even. She was giving money away, and I was like, oh man, that is just so good, because I am a people person. I like to focus on people. And this hashtag, when I first saw it, I thought about, oh wow, people, helping people, bringing people up, being surrounded by great people, pouring into people, allowing people to pour into you. And then I also thought about the Great Commission and how we are all disciples and how God wants us to go out there and pull people up and to introduce God and the good news to people that do not know about him. So the hashtag people to me represented family, friends, loved ones, those that we don't know, but we want to introduce Christ to. So just people, focusing on people. Back to you, Nicole.
Wow, I'm speechless. That was incredible. I'm telling you, you all, being a part of this class and being around a community of people who are just really, as Kat loves to say, is that, rising tide raises all ships. We are in this business to bring God to the marketplace, and we've provided a platform for people not only here in Story Cell to learn how to increase your influence online, but also to be around people who are lifting others up. And one of the ways that we get to do that is by offering multiple services and strategies and tips and tools, and for you to be able to truly think about and consider people and the relationships you have with them as it relates to your business and your families, among other things. So I am so grateful for you, Dana. That was an amazing takeaway, among other things. So I'm going to bring on Noelle Upchurch. And if you didn't hear what she said on Kiwi's page earlier tonight, holy smokes, it's on fire. So I can duplicate that again, but that was awesome. So welcome back to this reveal tonight. I'm so grateful you're here. Noelle, please share with us what your experience has been this week.
Okay, well, I'm just really inspired by Dana, and I really want to go back and listen to Dana again. And now I know if I need just the best cheerleader, I mean, you must be so great by your husband's side in his campaign, because I can see you on stage, giving that speech to people. And also it's so authentic. It's so authentically you. I trust it and I believe it when I hear it from your mouth, because I know you, and through stories and through Facebook and through this community, I've had the blessing to get to know Dana. We have shared a ride together, a Lyft, I think it was, and hung out in a sweet house in Florida with the rest of you. So that was great too. But just like she said, having this collaboration online certainly means a lot, because we're all each other's people. So I don't know, I guess if I wanted to talk about the quote again this week, which we did love, and I actually had a lot of fun with it, hashtag people. And what I focus on is really the first sentence, which is God is looking for a peculiar people, because I just like that word. It's an interesting word. And it's just, somebody who's on a path but is looking for a bigger, brighter path. But we're all on that path together. I guess that's what I was saying before, is just the inclusion part, that we are all joined together and in this life. And, I'm getting lost in it just now, trying to think of what I said before. But I think that's the special thing about people, that we're all made from the same God. We will all return to that same God. And that's the really special part about the uniqueness and the connection in people. So back to you, Nicole.
Thank you so much, Noelle. That was awesome. That's the best part about this community that Kiwi has created, and we're so grateful for her, because we really do truly want everyone to be a part of it. We want to pour into you our knowledge, our love, our caring, our expertise, you name it. We want you here so that you can benefit from not only our knowledge, but from people like Dana, and for her experience and her knowledge and her wisdom and the things she's learned along the way. I mean, it is a true collaborative environment here in Story Cell. So I invite you to not only check us out, ask some questions. If you have a business, you're an entrepreneur, you want to know how to just increase your influence, whether you are a church pastor, whether you are a business owner, brick and mortar, whether you have your own insurance company, you name it. If you want to build your influence and bring people to you, because people do business with people that they know, like, and trust. And this community of Story Cell, we are teaching you that every single day, to put people just like the companies that we get involved in. And we're so excited that we get to honor others in this way. So I'm going to turn it over to Kiwi tonight to close us down. Thank you everyone for watching tonight. Invite someone to watch this video, because it's really important. Thank you so much, Kiwi. The call's yours.
Well, thank you. And I think this quote for me, the peculiar people, it truly means you and me, everyone, because what I find is in ministry, when we really want to get out there and serve and share God's love, and like Dana said, we really want to help people, what happens is people don't feel worthy. So the peculiar piece of this is that we are worthy. I can tell you a story. I love stories. I like experiences and stories. When I went to write my book, people who loved me and cared about me told me that I didn't go to church enough. I wasn't a Bible scholar. Who do I think I am? I'm a peculiar people. That's who. The ones that stand out, that's us. It's everyone, because it's the people who are smart, the people not so smart, the people who know the Bible like from page 1 to end, and the people who don't, right? It's all of us. It's just the ones that step out and go do against all odds, against doubt, against fear, right? So that's what it meant to me this week. I love Danny Johnson. She's all about breaking free of whatever that is to you, whatever's holding you back. We all have chains. And then as soon as we bust free, there's more coming, like it's always coming. So why stories? Why this community? Because chains are coming. They're wrapping around us all. And as soon as we bust out, we've got more coming. There's always another layer to get to where you want to be. There's another adversity. There's another issue that we have to overcome. And I can guarantee this. If you don't have love, support, and community, we're destined for failure, especially online. It's hard knocks out here. If you don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to throw into ads, you're not going to make it out here online. I don't want to speak that over people. I'm just being real and raw. If you want to build your Facebook and Instagram organically and go out here and serve people, if it's ministry or if it's earning money, whatever you want to do online, if you have a message, you've got a team. The people who make the most money online have the biggest communities, period. Yep. If you want a community and you don't want to start from scratch and go build one, you got to hop into one. And that's what we're giving you here. You're also going to learn skill. You're going to have 4 experienced coaches in the field with you who are all different, who are going to teach you, groom you, help you, support you. And then you've got people like Dana who have been with us day one, who are more of our partners. Okay. Yes, she's a client. She's a partner. You know why? She's been doing this as long as us. She's doing it. She's doing the work, and there's strength in numbers. Yes. If you want to make it online, you got to join Story Sell. It's the hottest class out here. And for the price, there is nothing out there comparable. Nothing. Sorry, I didn't mean to go all preachy. But, people are just not surviving out here. A friend of mine, Daryl Price, and I talked today, and he's talking to doctors who are trying to go online, and they're struggling, and they're paying $5,000, $10,000 a month, and it's not working. You know why? Because people do business with people they like, trust, and know. And when you've got marketing teams doing your marketing, they don't buy that. What they're going to buy is you. So if we can help those doctors just like us, the peculiar people, we all got to start. Everybody's got to start. And guess what? It takes a team of people behind you to support you, to get you through your fears and get these chains off you so you can go make a mark in the world.
Woo! Holy smokes. This is why we follow Kiwi, right? Well, thank you so much, everyone, for watching tonight. Drop down where you're watching from if you caught us live. If you are watching the replay, hashtag that replay and tell us again where you're watching from. And if you loved or liked what you saw tonight or what you heard, if you want more information about the Success Through Scripture book and Bible study that we're doing, ask us. We would love to invite you into that community as well. If you want more information about what we're all doing, we all are coaches. We have so much going on and so much to offer you with love that we'd love for you to be a part of it. So thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful night, and we will see you next time.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see.